welcome back to my channel, and I have another Q&A with Val Nek and myself. So I hope you enjoyed the song. I think it's really important to always dance, always sing. It's how you can transmute energy, and it's fun. So I really enjoy putting that part of the video together. It's fun for me. So a few things before I start with Val Nek. These questions, most of them are submitted via Patreon, my Patreon channel, and then I add some like current events or maybe some questions that I think would be helpful to everyone. I wrote, Val Nek cannot answer spirit guide questions such as why do I have a headache, etc. Where did I lose my keys? I want to explain too, I think there's a perception that all of the ETs in the universe or the galaxy are watching us like that, or that they would know everything about us. And they are people in their own, like in a body, incarnated into a body like we are, who aren't watching everyone on planet Earth like that, like they have their own lives. You might have a star family member, or maybe you've spoken to a medium who have crossed over and you have spirit guides, or you have an extraterrestrial that's part of your star family, and they might watch you like that. But not every single extraterrestrial like on the planet is watching each individual in that way, if that makes sense. I know that the High Council of the Galactic Federation of Worlds and the Galactic Federation, they are watching our consciousness evolve, taking note of how the community is behaving as a whole, you know, what our intentions are, if we're arguing with each other, that kind of thing. You know, we've been fooled into playing the Hunger Games. You know, it's kind of like this competition of whose tinfoil hat is bigger. And we don't have to play that game. That is a choice. We have free will. It is a choice if we want to play those games. It's a choice where we choose to put our attention. And who enjoys, like, as the bad people lose control, they start to pull out every single stop that they can. And the biggest stop that they do is, or the biggest game that they like to play with us or deceive us with, is the game of divide and conquer. So for them, when we argue, when we give into tactics of division, then it's like the Hunger Games for them. It's the slaves arguing with each other, and then you have the elites smiling and enjoying it. It's like their bread and circus. So it's important to stick together, or if you can't agree with someone, just don't pay attention. Or just, you know, live your life. All of this is just information, right? And we haven't even really gotten, this is not disclosure, like we haven't even really gotten to the real disclosure. And if you spend time with people who maybe aren't awake to certain events in the world, you'll understand why it will take a little bit of time to actually get to the real extraterrestrial disclosure in that sense. So yeah, the best is yet to come. Super exciting. And apparently there's something like people have been really upset over Operation Warpspeed, or really concerned about Donald Trump and Elon Musk. And I want to point out the pattern of giving your power away to those kinds of people. If you don't like everything Donald Trump says, good. If you don't like everything Elon Musk does, good. Because they're not our saviors. There's no reason to look to them to model what a perfect hero should look like, right? Because we should be our own heroes. And I say this stuff over and over again. Why do I laugh so much? Because I hear myself repeating the same thing. Because it's true. You know, so our first Q&A, and I will speak in code terms because this is going to be posted on YouTube. our first Q&A was taken down from YouTube and it's on Rumble. And Val Nek briefly mentioned Operation Warpspeed, and I will say in my own words, and then I'll ask him about Operation Warpspeed. But from my understanding, in my words, is that this is a medical treatment where most of the world, billions of people, subscribe to that idea and subscribe to big pharma and their practices, right? So a lot of people put their trust and their faith into that. And so not providing a remedy via that avenue is actually taking away people's free will and saying, I'm going to choose what's best for you, right? We're not even going to offer that. We're going to choose what's best for you and not even put that medical treatment on the table during the word that starts with a P, the illness, whatever you want to say. So offering people a choice is in alignment with universal law, right? If you believe in that kind of stuff, you have a choice to do it or to not do it. Now, there was no, how it's been explained to me is that the reason it's called warp speed is to force some 3-letter agency's hand so that the treatment could not go through full testing and therefore offer a placebo effect, where 50%, I don't know the exact ratio, but from my understanding, most of those tests that aren't completely approved, there's a placebo of 50%. So there could be a treatment that's saline and therefore saving millions of lives. So that's my understanding of it. And it's a learning experience and you cannot tell them, you must show them sometimes. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. But I will ask, Val Nek, he says, I'm with my supervisor, please remind them of why he is here. So Val Nek's supervisor is not necessarily in command over him, but he's someone who is in charge of information or making sure that we don't know too much or that what they're saying won't interfere with the future. He says it's for protection. He says very important. He's winking. So that's why, because that's, I don't know, it's important. So I'll ask Val Nek, can you tell us about Operation Warpspeed or repeat, many people are afraid Trump is not a white hat. He says, I've said this many, many times before, do not give your power away. He is a smart man. I respect him a lot. We came up with an operation to save your people, Operation Warpspeed. Whether you like it or not, this was the best option. Our hands were tied. Many lives were saved. Your people do not realize how hard we have worked. I am not defending him. I am simply trying to explain that this is a time of war. In war, options are limited. He says, never underestimate your enemy. Megan's assessment is correct. Says this is what I have to say. Okay, and speaking of never underestimating your enemy, I want to go back to the topic of how I was talking about the Hunger Games and people them pinning us against each other. Our enemy is underestimating us. We can outsmart them. They are underestimating us. So I had that thought. So our next question, NASA announced that the International Space Station will be decommissioned in 2031. Val Nek and I mentioned in our book, Welcome to the Future, why it's likely to be dismantled. Can you repeat again, Val Nek, why? He says, it is a pleasure to do so. There are many operations We are moving very quickly to produce this technology to replace the space station. I would like to remind everyone to replace this station within a span of 10 years. He's thinking. He says to replace the space station in a span of 10 years is a very big job. We are working very diligently. We are working very hard. We are producing new technology, more advanced technology. He says, I can show you. So he's showing me an image, and he's showing me planet Earth, and he's showing me a frequency, like it looks like a frequency grid around planet Earth. He's shown this to me many times, but I'm repeating again. A frequency grid around planet Earth, and then it's like it's satellites. He's showing me the moon. He's saying, remember the command station on the moon? He's saying we are securing the internet. Many projects going on at once. We are building a new station. There will be 3. One is the largest. He's saying, I can show you. He's showing me a ship, and I'm just trying to figure out, these are all human military ships, but they're from multiple different countries. It's just saying that is correct. It's like, excuse me, it's like they're moving in, it's almost like a really big hangar. It's multi-layered. Like this is this is not 1, 2, 3 stories. It's almost like multiple stories. It's very large. It's almost like circular too. It's like the bottom is a hangar, and then you go up and in, and it's all in a circle. He's saying it's modeled after the space station of the Galactic Federation of Worlds in the orbit of Terra. We gave them the plans, and he's winking. Part of our agreements, working with U.S. military. A very large project. It will take time. We are moving quickly, like Operation Warpspeed. He's laughing. He's saying, please be patient with us. We are moving as fast as we can. One day you will not recognize your planet. The technology will be better. Your people will be empowered. It's very exciting. Okay. So the next question, can you tell us, is the Navy recovering anything new in the ocean? He's showing me Australia. He's saying I can disclose a little, but not a lot. He's showing me Australia. He's saying deep in the ocean, sometimes I can describe things faster if I see the image, so that's just what he's showing me. It's almost like these, I don't even know what the right word for this is, honestly. It's not really a ship. It's not really a ship, but it kind of looks like a ship. He says, keep going. He says, Cabal constructed. It's almost like this is weaponized technology from the military-industrial complex, and I see and connected to Australia and their military, or their evil military, and I just see like a soldier, U.S. Navy Special Forces, he's saying the best of the best, And in equipment, like in a super suit or something that I've never really seen before, except when I've connected with Val Nek, it just looks like they're recovering technology, but from deep underground. It's almost like there's ports. He's showing me Australia, and then around Australia, deep in the ocean, deep underneath, it's almost like they have stations deep underground in the ocean. He's saying, yes, this is correct. We recovered many of their bases, much of their technology, a big win. He's saying, it's very important. There's not much I can disclose. It's okay you don't know the correct name for the technology. It is better. He's saying it is safer. Yeah. Is that all? He's saying that's all for now. Can you tell us, Val Nek, what is the percentage of humans on Earth that are soulless? We call them non-player characters, so I don't know if that's the word the Federation uses, but people without souls, or like the percentage of clones on planet Earth. He's saying, I don't want to upset your people. Around 75%. Are you kidding me? He's saying, yes, this is correct. This is why you should not give your power away. You are giving it away to nothing. I can't believe that. It is your duty to empower each other. Do not give in to fear. That's kind of upsetting. He's saying you are strong. I can't believe that. I just need a minute. I need to get a drink. I suppose that makes sense. So, do the white hats, I probably have asked him this before, but Val Nek, do the white hats and black hats use clones? He's saying, yes, this is correct. Most of the clones are Cabal created. There are many of them. Do they live out their lifespans? He's saying, yes, this is correct. It is not the Federation's duty to intervene. We let them be. Damn. Okay. So the next question is, will a Supreme Court decision on the 2020 incident be what triggers an awakening from the masses? I don't know why they're laughing. He says, I don't think so. Not part of the plan. There are phases and stages to the information being released. It is being released through your mainstream news. You may have noticed lately, many of your news stations, they are speaking truth. He says, pay attention. I salute them. So just to be clear, the Supreme Court is not going to elicit a reaction that will cause like everyone in the United States to realize stuff about our government. He's saying, I don't think so. I repeat again, not part of the plan. Okay. Val Nek, are there races or species in the universe who are not able to kill other life forms? If yes, is it the duty of the Galactic Federation to protect them? He's saying, yes, this is correct. There are many places in the universe or the galaxies that we monitor. We monitor for extraterrestrial infestation. If it is not their home planet, sometimes we intervene. The best example I can give you is your own planet, planet Terra. We intervened, I have repeated several times, in the 1950s for your safety, to help your people overcome these evil beings. So there are other places, Val Nek, there are other places or planets like planet Earth who are being messed with, or their evolution is being interfered with by like greys or reptilians. He's saying, he's laughing. Sometimes like they're not laughing at us, but our perception of the galaxy is sometimes different. He is just laughing at me, I guess. He's saying, oh yes, this is their favorite thing. It is our duty to protect certain life forms if they cannot protect themselves. This is part of the reason for the Galactic Federation of Worlds. It is our honor. Okay. That's all. So, are all Starseed envoys from the Galactic Federation, or are there other councils or groups that have envoys? And I want to explain my perspective before he answers. So the Galactic Federation is a military, and there's multiple races that are members of that military force. So you could be from a planet over here, you could be from a planet over there, you could be from a completely different race, and they might be a member of the Federation who has a program. So I'll repeat again, are all Starseed envoys from the Galactic Federation, or are there other councils or groups that have envoys? He's saying, I love to remind the people of who they are. Soon they will remember. There are many groups, many races that have programs, this is correct. Some are part of the Federation, some are not. Some are races from 7D, 6D, 5D. I would like to remind you that you're all equal. Many of you have families waiting. Many of you are people just like us. He's saying there will be more disclosure surrounding this topic. He says the best is yet to come. And I think this person also asks, okay, I can actually just answer this myself with my own words. Sometimes it's easier. The person also asks, if you're an envoy, does that mean that you have a family member representing you in the Galactic Federation? So the Galactic Federation is a job. It's a military job. So you might have a star family from a different planet that's not part of the military. So not necessarily, right? But you, maybe on your planet, you joined the military and became an envoy, right? But your family is not part of the Federation, right? But the race that your family is a part of is a member of the Federation. So just because, so maybe decide to join the Navy, it doesn't mean that your family is also in the Navy. Does that make sense? But you're all still American, you're all from Illinois or wherever. He's saying, yes, this is correct. So the next question, are there biting insects in 5D? Also, do you have to clean, or are there menial tasks to do, Val Nek? He's saying just one moment. They're discussing something. Says, okay, I can answer. Are there biting insects in 5D? He's saying we consider most of these beings, how do you say it, like parasites? He says, yes, invasive. They do not exist in every form like they do on your planet. In some cases, a short answer, yes. Some are required to balance the ecosystem on different planets. Some are, how do I say it? He's showing me the underground, specifically the United States, and he's showing me genetic experiments going on, but not with people but there's actually insects and different bugs, but specifically what looks to me like what would be a mosquito. He's saying they transfer viruses, many of you know. This is the Cabal's main route of emission, created from the underground to hurt the Terran people. They are man-made. Okay. Let's see if I can't really see anything else. Is that all? Yes. You know what? Not cool. Not cool. Okay, the next question. Will the incoming... Actually, I'm going to add on to this one. Will the incoming healing technologies be able to heal addiction and mental illness of all kinds? He's saying in some cases, yes. Some equipment can emit a higher frequency. This will help heal the mind. I have explained this many times before. So he's kind of showing me the brain. And when you go through trauma, your mind creates links or neural links in the same frequency that trauma's in. So a low frequency. And he's showing me someone walking into a room, like I hear the higher frequency, like the ringing in my ears. And it's not a comfortable process, but it's helping to rewire the brain. Like I start to see their brain waves pick up on the frequency, and it's like there's new links made, and then those and the brain waves attune to those links, and then the old links kind of fade away and they kind of heal. So it looks like they will be. My question, Val Nek, is will people who have implants like from 3-letter agencies or implants in their cerebral cortex like people on the mainstream news, what will happen to those people? He's saying, I cannot disclose much. First, we dismantle the agencies, then we help the Terran people. In regards to your previous question, many of these people, they do not have souls. This is up to your military. The Federation can recommend a strategy. In many cases, we already have. That is all I can disclose. Okay, and the last question. Oh, I want to point this out too. I've made videos on this before, but as far as like these implants and people in the mainstream news, you know, the good guys use them, the bad guys use them. And notice how there's this video on, I don't know, it could be on Rumble. I actually think it's in Out of the Shadows, where they are all saying in unison, this is a threat to our democracy. And it's like 20-something newscasters all saying, this is a threat to our democracy in the exact same voice. And this is Operation Mockingbird. Go look it up if you don't know what it is. But this is parroting information. And they use neuro-linguistic programming. This is why they all talk in that voice on the news and in sort of a hypnotic voice. So a lot of people are put under a mass hypnosis, and it's like the information goes straight into their subconscious. It like opens a doorway, the way they're speaking. It opens the subconscious, and then people are indoctrinated. People are mind controlled that way just by listening to it. So I just wanted to note that. And it also seems like a lot of people are reporting truth on the news, as Val Nek mentioned. So that might be a good sign, you know. The last question is, does Val Nek's body age like we do on Earth? Megan, does he look the same when he rescued you as a child to how he looks now? Yes, he does look the same. Does he look like he aged? It would have been like, okay, when I was a kid. So does he look like he's aged like 20 years? No. But you can tell like there's more of a maturity level like in the soul. And I've never seen someone from the Federation that looks like they're over the age of 45. Val Nek to me looks like he's like in his late to early 30s. Val Nek, how do people Val Nek, how do people age on your planet or in other planets in 5D? He's saying it goes by the star. We are attuned to the electromagnetic frequency of our sun or our star, as I like to call it. It's kind of, he's saying it's hard to explain. So on Earth, we're attuned to our star, our sun, and that's how we age, and we age according to that, I guess. He's saying I'm trying to think of a way to explain. He's basically showing me like our body, and then we have our light body, our energy body, and I'm having trouble understanding. It's like the sun is feeding energy to us, and our cells are responding to that energy. I don't know. I give up. Is there anything else you'd like to say? He's saying it's very important not to give in to division. Focus on yourself, improve your life. The war is won within first. I salute them. Okay. Well, lots of love to you guys. I'll be back with more videos, and see you later.